Now boarding for Rebuild of JOYCAST, your weekly destination for anime, manga, and more.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the back of the train as we celebrate the life and death of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Val, can you recall the last time any form of medium ended in such a way that made everyone happy and it wasn't trite shit?
Ah, jeez. I'm sure I can.
Why was this spin-off manga one of the best endings of anything in fiction ever?
As we say that, but then anyone goes through our catalog of episodes talking about it and just see, when the fuck is this fight gonna end?
Here's the thing.
year.
Literally, My Hero Academia Vigilantes' greatest crime is that they gave you too much. Wow. Fucking cry about it. Go cry to your mommy, daddy, you freaking nerd.
You were crying about it too!
I know, I was. I'm making fun of us. The fact that we would complain about getting too much of a good thing.
There's a big smudge of, like, coffee in the book or something.
That's
like,
it. That's the only issue. But we've already I'm talking about this ending, Val. This fucking these last two final chapters, it's like they listened to our podcast. And they're like, yeah, we give everyone gets to have their cake and eat it too. It all works out. He gets to be a hero in America. He gets his big titty freaking police detective girlfriend. he's Captain Celebrity's fucking sidekick. And
the absolute best
they
hero.
leave his relationship with Pop open. So all the nerds at home could be happy as well. So they won't start any fires.
The absolute best thing is that he's still a lovable doofus just fucking up.
And he said fuck the banks, and and Knuckle Duster has a gun crutch.
Yeah. That was awesome.
What a badass fucking ending.
I actually don't believe that My Hero Academia will have a satisfying ending of this.
No, it will never amount to this. There's no way. It wasn't set up that way. It just wasn't set. The fact that we were reading this bi-weekly every 2 weeks, and we kept saying it should end like this. Man, wouldn't it be so great if it ended like this? And they said, yeah, that's of course the way it's gonna end. Why wouldn't it? All right. This fucking series just knew what it was about from the very beginning. Like, this doesn't feel cheap. Like, the way they gave everyone what they wanted, it didn't feel cheap. It felt natural. You read this story, and we said this in our other Vigilantes recaps. We always felt confident that this would end well. That this was going to be fine.
We literally have our boy pulling the Superman stunt. Saving the plane, landing the goddamn plane.
Yeah, because this has always been references. This has been very reference heavy from the beginning, meme and referee. That's the way it's been. It's the webcomic of fucking My Hero Academia. But somehow it's the better one.
I love his new outfit too, by the way.
Great.
I love his freaking goggles and like the side straps on his head with the obviously the earmuffs kind of to probably keep his head warm, maybe keeping him in contact with I guess obviously his suit is like somewhat based on Captain Celebrities. That's what it is.
It's a marriage between his old All Might hoodie setup and Captain Celebrity. It's the costume you thought Midoriya would get.
Yeah, no, it's super.
You would look at this costume, you go, why does that one feel more? I know Midoriya's whole thing is that he's supposed to be like supplanting All Might, but Midoriya's the bigger All Might fanboy, and like I look at Koichi and I go, like especially that shot where he's there on the plane wing and you see
I love
you
that.
see the two little wings on his helmet. It feels very evocative of All Might.
I had that shot was when I opened it up and you were like, oh yo, read it, and I was like, yeah, send it my way. When I saw that shot, I was like, oh my god.
It's a beautiful shot, and I like the fact that it's him laughing like, aha, I'm gonna save you, and then the fucking wind blows his fucking face over. It's so illustrative of Koichi. Like, if you had one page in this series at the top of your head right now to describe Koichi, it's that page. He's doing the 3-point stance. He's being goofy. He's all happy and goofy, and he's also way over his fucking head. It's all communicated in fucking one page, 4 panels.
Great way to describe it, yeah. And it's inspirational too. The way that like the light of the sun coming up is
it's
like
good colors. It's that blue and you can never go wrong with blue and orange. All right, this is why every movie poster has blue and orange on it. All right, it's basic bitch color scheme, but fuck, they made it look good here.
They really did.
I love this color. I love the golden hour. All right.
I was like worried. I mean, I wasn't worried. I was curious how they were gonna do this with him going pro and everything, because he's been doing it for like a little bit now. I was like, oh, is he gonna be like super good at his job? Is he gonna be like confident about it? But it's like, no, he is all of those things. But he's still Koichi. He's still lovable and goofy, and it looks like he's struggling, but he like knows exactly what he's doing. Like, you know, he gets himself right
skating,
under there.
He's just barely skating by. He's just always just by the skin of his fuck. It's why he's so much better than Midoriya. It's why he's so much better than Midoriya. Because he's not the chosen one. He's not perfect. He fakes it till he makes it, man.
He has cultivated his own power.
This is who Midoriya was supposed to fucking be. This is who he was supposed to be. Powers or not, this is who Midoriya was supposed to be. He was supposed to be just barely skating the fuck by. But instead, he saves the day. He fucking breaks every fucking bone in his body and comes out unfucking scathed. With Koichi, at least we had years of fucking rehab. Not years, but months of rehab in between before he got back in the fucking biz.
Comparing
the perfect Midoriya did exist. It was
it was at the very beginning. No,
it was the sports festival. It was the sports festival where even when he had the power, he wasn't allowed to use it. I still like that twist. I know a lot of people wanted Midoriya to Batman it the fuck up. I liked the idea. The fact that he had the greatest quirk, because it was an Okuyasu situation from JoJo, where you have the strongest power, but for some reason you have an incompetency that removes you from it. I love that trope. I like the idea that Midoriya had this power that he has. He says, motherfucker, I have this power, I can use it. But he can't actually use it.
Well, yeah, he has to be
smarter. He has to fake it till he fucking makes it. And I love that opening fight where he jumps on the fucking broken debris and he skates on a fucking explosion. He surfs an explosion to the finish line and actually finishes very highly.
I
love that shit.
I actually forgot about that
Midoriya should still be the one fighting Shigaraki today. The fact, if you want to fucking criticize Hero Society, if you want to openly criticize Hero Society and make it a metaphor for what is wrong in the current day world, you need to make Midoriya be the outsider. You need to make sure that Midoriya wasn't actively using quirks and he had to think outside the Hero Society box to go, okay, quirks aren't going to solve my problem. I've got to think differently than everyone else. But that's not what happens. Instead, they give him all of the fucking quirks.
Well, that is why Koichi works, because it's not that Midoriya is an incompetent person, is that he's a weak person, and obviously he's like over time cultivating.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not saying he's incompetent. I'm saying he has an incompetency. He is too weak for the power he has.
Yeah, exactly.
So he has to compensate, and that's what I like that compensation.
But that's why Koichi always works. Koichi is sort of an incompetent person, and that is highlighted from the very beginning, where
he's over his head. This is a guy who was content to pick up garbage. And the weight of the world, not the weight of the world, because this was always a more personal story. The weight of his neighborhood was thrust on his shoulder. This is a guy who picked up garbage and walked old ladies across the street, and then because of the insufficiencies of Hero Society, he got all of the fucking pressure. Because the system was so broken, the garbage man had to step the fuck up. And that's why the Vigilante Stories is so fucking good. That's why he's better than Midoriya. Because Midoriya is just another cog in the fucking Hero Society wheel. He won't fix it. The one time he is challenged on it, he tells Nagant, well, maybe you should smile more. That's his solution. Fuck off. Koichi would be like, bro, I don't fucking... He would admit... Midoriya admitted he didn't know, but then offered a bullshit answer. Koichi goes, bro, leave me out of this. And he would, like, slip out a banana. He would Mr. Magoo himself.
Sorry, literally me.
Koichi would, as he did in this series, he Mr. Magoo's himself to a solution because he has a highly creative writer. I wish there was an Attack on Titan spinoff with Koichi in it. Because Koichi would have a better answer. Because the writer creatively found a better solution. And Koichi went, what about a community guard? Why must it be the because that's basically
I don't think a community guard was going to help the millions of fucking B-2 bombers that rained on fucking Paradisia at the end. We've got over this. Let's not rehash.
Well, I'm not talking about
difficult.
that. No, these are two different things, all right? But I'm talking about I want a Koichi equivalent for Attack on Titan. I want someone who offers the writer a creative solution. That's what I'm talking about. No, Koichi could not solve Attack on Titan's problems, but I'm saying a Koichi equivalent could. But I want to go back to Vigilantes, because Vigilantes solves the Hero Society problem, where he goes an overarching fucking Hero Society economy does not solve the problem. He goes, it requires community accountability. Heroes will not fix all your problems. Mr. Average Joe in the street has to be wary. He has to look out for his friends and his neighbors. That is what Vigilantes is about. That's a very
good point. No, that's a very good point. But that's because Koichi, with a lot of the people that he interacts with, because he's not a 24/7 hero, he has that opportunity to interact and try and fix this shit, you know?
There are 50 characters in My Hero Vigilantes, and most of them are not heroes.
No.
But they are more actively involved in the plot than most heroes in My Hero Academia are in their own plot. Because this is about community accountability, is what this story is about. And I love that. Koichi has unabashedly always been a Spider-Man parody. He's your friendly neighborhood sky crawler.
Yeah, he's not like got the access or anything. He doesn't
very
have, like,
emphasized on the friendly neighborhood. He's a very grassrootsy kind of hero. And the fact that this series ends with him not becoming a hero, but a sidekick who fakes it till he makes it. He's a sidekick who has a lot of the pressure of a full-time hero thrust upon him, because the Hero Society doesn't know what they want, but they are just they are magnetized to a man like Koichi, because they're like, you are what's good for me. I don't understand. The Hero Society is too big and too corporatized to understand what it's wrong with itself, but it feels like Koichi is right. And that's what's so great about him. They're like, this is what Hero Society was all about. And this is something that My Hero Vigilantes was always willing to talk about. They were the ones that put paragraphs. You know, I hate my paragraphs. But this is the one that would write paragraphs about how Hero Society was actually formed. It was always built on the backs of vigilantes. And they always talk about how they never should have left that. It was always about guys who did the right thing because it was the right thing. Not because there was a ranking system, because the government approved of certain people. Because they talk about how some guys, basically the heroes that you see today are the ones the government felt didn't have dangerous ideas. They never discussed their quirks. It was always about their ideals were too dangerous. They never shied away from that. Again, this series had so much more balls than the original. And I want to always stress this is not inherently fully Horikoshi's fault.
No.
It's his editors. It's Shueisha's fault. The conversations that Vigilantes has, Horikoshi wanted to have too. The problem is he got too big, too fast, and they went up. Don't make people feel uncomfortable. We've got action figures to sell. And it's ironic because that's what Hero Society is.
I would say it's a case of like, I mean, you've said it yourself. Community. So community. You have a point. You have a point when you talk about the fact that vigilantes in My Hero Academia never should have probably not been a thing. But it's a gray area. It's a gray area because things like Gentle Criminal is an example of an attempt at slight vigilanteism.
Oh, he's not slight. That man is a vigilante. He's full on. That guy's a vigilante. He fucking steals. Basically, he's introduced stealing pudding from a company that was selling people fucking tainted materials.
Is that what the?
That's how that is how Gentle's introduced. He was stealing from fucking companies that were fucking people over. And he goes, oh, and it's fucking great. And then he devolves into something so fucking petty. And I'm like, oh my god, Horikoshi. We were so close. You had it.
Well, I think, but that's because Gentle is in essence, he's chasing his star. He's a narcissist.
That was his flaw, though.
Yeah. He's a YouTuber who is like you made a joke about it in your bridge even, where it was like, let's contact All Might with the fucking Ouija board
from the grave,
again.
yeah, because
from the grave with the Ouija board.
He's performative. He's
very performative, and he is willing to like.
He wants the attention, and that's the reason why he ended up in the situation that he did.
He's probably not willing to kill someone, but he's definitely willing to like cross a line of pettiness that would definitely make someone go.
But people get
Ew, I fucking
killed
hate
in the
that guy.
crossfire because he's very irresponsible, and that's what Horikoshi decides. What made him a villain was he was narcissistic, and people got hurt in his fucking rush to be notable. Because you go back to his the flashback. That's exactly
where
he was trying to help, and some people got hurt because he didn't stop and think about who was on the scene. He went, "I can help."
Well, that's the thing. That is why I'm like, Hero Society is a weird gray area because there's moral and legal accountability for what happens to people.
Yeah, I was saying that Horikoshi's trying to justify why there's a Hero Society there, and I'm like,
I think he has done a relatively good job of justifying it, but obviously there's still the case of Nagant brings up a very good fucking point.
Yeah,
and
like
Midoriya,
here's the thing. I agree with that. He made a very good point in the end with Gentle Criminal, but then he shows Nagant. Where she's straight up killing other
she's
heroes.
Black Ops. She's fucking Black Ops and
she's
shit.
Black Ops. She's Young Justice.
Yeah.
She's the Black Ops. The government says that hero's a problem, kill them. And she's having a fucking mental fucking breakdown where they're like, okay, kill people, but you also need to smile and wave in front of the kids. And she's like, I'm going to have a fucking meltdown. I can't fucking do this. She's killing heroes, and so the government, the Hero Society is literally hiring hits on their own heroes and then telling the heroes who are doing the hits going, pretend like nothing is wrong. They don't care about how their talent feels, and they'll kill them when they're a problem.
Well, I think it's because there is a big, I want to say there's a big separation between what Nagant does and what someone like All Might does.
Yeah, he can't, he offers a justification and then with Gentle and then undoes it and goes, so it's there so people don't endanger the public, but they still murder people, and smile and wave and pretend that's okay. And I'm like,
yeah, it's why they get Hawks, who is just better at doing that.
And his solution to that is Midoriya, where he goes smile, and that's the problem.
No, it doesn't help. I mean, it's good, like you said, he admits he does not have an answer for that. He admits that wholeheartedly, but then it's like,
and I'm like, but here's the thing, you gotta have an answer because Koichi offers the solution through his actions, and Midoriya does not. Midoriya's just doing the same thing All Might has done since day one. And that's punch the bad guy.
Midoriya's looking to be a symbol, I guess, of hope again, because that's
and I do
issue.
trust that I feel like Shigaraki, because that's what Shigaraki's being set up to do. Unfortunately, Shigaraki is being set up as a victim now. To make it easier for Midoriya to make such a decision, which is such bullshit.
Yeah, like the new chapter where it's like, my other self, I'm like, you fucking,
Yeah, because Midoriya, because the pieces were already in place. Shigaraki was the product of a failed society. He is literally the shame. He is the embodiment of Hero Society's shame. That was enough, and Midoriya to go save him in that state would have been incredible. The problem is that Horikoshi couldn't stop himself. He had to also make Shigaraki unaccountable for his own actions. And it's like, no, so now he's not the shame of Hero Society anymore. He's literally just another puppet of All for One.
Yeah, Shigaraki is another Derby. He is another Derby. He is another Derby, and that is the worst thing that he could have possibly become.
Derby's not even his own Derby anymore.
No, I would say he is still his own Derby. There is just Horikoshi just had to have... The reason why I
like Derby was the fact that he was just a force of nature. If he had any relation to Hero Society, it was the fucking selective breeding in that society.
Yeah.
The fact that he fucking had a mental breakdown because they were trying to make fucking little perfect wonderkin, which is fucking sick. And the fact that
I'm sorry, Ivan. The tone that you said, which is fucking sick. You made it sound more like, no, that's fucking cool.
I know. In a way, it's fucked up.
Yeah. No. It was the way. It's like It was the tone of someone like, that was a sick Ollie, man.
Well, my tone is like, yeah, it was on Tundra because it was sickening that what he went through, but it's sick that such a hero, like such a villain exists. That he's a product of that. Like, again, he was Shigaraki without the victim complex, and then
That's what made him
They
cool.
gave
But
it
then
to him. They got All For One's filthy hands on him too. And it's
I know.
These guys were fine untouched.
I agree.
They were great.
It's really well. This is why it's like Horikoshi is obviously gone. Well, this is the ultimate villain because he has everything to do with everyone's backstory. It's gonna be Himiko Toga. I don't know how, but I'm the reason that you're so fucked up.
I wouldn't put it behind him because he's just a fucking troll now.
He is, and it's really annoying. I agree.
He was always, mind you, he was always a troll.
We
but
argued
the best move he ever did, like when his troll behavior was cool, it's when we find out that Shigaraki is Shimura's grandson. That is the cool kind of trolling.
Because there was actually a good reason for him to do that, because
Because again, this was back when Shigaraki was the shame of Hirosai. He says, this is a man, this is a kid, this is a child that you and your society failed, and I found him.
And I swept in. I fucking swept in.
I swooped in and I saved him. I saved him, All Might. I saved him. That is the cool kind of trolling.
Yeah.
The uncool kind of trolling was the fact that it never fucking mattered. The fact that you found some random kid on the street and you set this up. You orchestrated this. And that's fucking stupid.
It is.
It's a dumber, lesser, diluted version of what you were already offering us. And he did it to multiple characters. He did it to multiple characters. He couldn't fucking stop.
It's like, what the fuck were you doing, All For One? What were you doing in the mountains where he was training or something like that? How? When? Why? Would you care? Why?
Because it was convenient for you to make him a troll and not actually a fucking... There was an affability to All For One.
I still feel like Darby.
Believed in him.
I still feel like Darby. He still has like that sense of like going out on his own and everything. It is just more annoying knowing that All For One now at this point had to have a part in this. I still respect that Darby was always just some guy on the street. He wasn't like invited to the villain thing. He was also inspired by Stain. You know?
He just walked in. He just walked the fuck in.
He just walked the fuck in, and I still stand by that if Shigaraki wanted to have that fight, Darby would have killed everyone there.
Yes.
Because he was always the wild card. He was always the most powerful person on the team, quite frankly.
He always stood on his own fucking merits. And going back to All For One, what I want to talk about is the fact that he's just a troll. Before this shit started coming to light, there was an affability to All For One. You actually believed that this was a man that the world would follow. That this man was so notorious. The fact that he actually made countries bend their knee to him. It made sense. He always seemed so fucking smart. And the fact that he knew better. Like, again, he was always a counter to Hero Society. Even before it was actively formed. Like he said,
Ivan, are you saying that you would personally follow him?
No, what I'm saying is it makes sense why he had worshippers and why he made sense. But now it's like this guy is a trite. He conveniently just walks in and goes, "Oh, this will piss someone off." It was like you always seem smarter than this. Instead, you're just a fucking troll who now cites comic books and shit. And once again, you did in the past. You brought up the fact that you and your brother, he brought the fact that he was inspired by comic books. But now it looks stupid. Like it's in the past. It seemed like he found himself to be the necessary evil. But now it looks like he saw the villain and went, "I idealize with the Joker." Like he went and saw Joaquin Phoenix Joker and went, "This is my movie. This was made for me."
No,
that's what he looks like now.
I don't think he'd like Joaquin. He'd be like, "This guy's a fucking pussy."
No, he'd love it. He'd love it. All for One that we're currently seeing right now, the All For One that we were introduced to.
I
But
can
the All
imagine
For One
what
that we know now, fucking loves.
I'm imagining you imagining All For One at the cinema, and he's like crying over like Joaquin Phoenix. Like, "I save you."
He fucking saw that movie, and then he went to fucking Little Caesars and ordered normal bread afterwards. Like that's the All For One we have now. It's fucking stupid, but I'm tired about this. I want to go back to Vigilantes.
Yeah, let's do it. I also hate the fact that he had to have like an intrinsic fucking involvement in Vigilantes as well, actually.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I hate it too. Yes, it's a fucking annoying.
The only nice thing is that Koichi like makes him fucking question shit.
Yes, I love the fact that Koichi stumped his ass.
Yeah.
To the very end, he thinks about fucking All For One cannot sleep at night because of Koichi. Remember that. Remember that at the end of the day. This man is the biggest fucking troll, and he thinks about Koichi and he goes, I don't get it. He's just like, why is he so cool?
No. It's like remembering something that you said in high school or something in front of loads of people. Like, oh man, I let that get
Koichi
away.
made me look like a fucking idiot.
Man, I let that fucking get away. Oh. He's in America, but Stars and Stripes is there, and I don't want to fuck with that.
Oh my god, Stars and Stripes. Speaking of Stars and Stripes, the current the current developments, that New Order is now a convenient thing that will just pop up and weaken 0 for 1 and Shigaraki. Brilliant, bravo.
I'll be honest with you.
Bravo,
Okay,
so convenient.
I don't know why. Even it was dumb of me, but I had an immediate thought where I was like, wait a minute, why is this happening? Wait, we'll finish Vigilantes. We'll finish Vigilantes.
No, we can keep talking about it right now because we're gonna just dip in and out. We're gonna
let's just say that Vigilantes had a great ending. I loved like checking in on everyone, No,
we're gonna keep talking about Vigilantes. But I just want to stay on topic with My Hero and then dive back into Vigilantes about what happened this week in My Hero.
I thought in that scene in the newest chapter of My Hero Academia,
355.
Yeah. When that happened, when that specific bit happened, where the souls of the quirks or whatever grabbed onto him when he was going to attack
he
Jiro.
says New Order, and I'm like, bro, that didn't have to have anything to do with New Order.
It really annoyed me.
That did not have to do with New Order.
And I don't know what, I thought for a moment, even though I have seen Jiro's parents, I had this idea for some reason that maybe they were Jiro's parents, and then went, wait a minute, Val, you've seen Jiro's parents, they're alive and well. And this is where I thought, maybe if you really wanted to have something like where if Jiro was, for example, an orphan or something like that, and her parents were killed by All For One to some degree.
Okay, so your complaints here right now, I know what you're getting at, because a lot of people I've been seeing complaining about Jiro's involvement in this fight. I just want to say right now, I fucking love it when these fucking C-listers get involved in these fights. It's amazing. That being said, of course it's gonna feel unjustified because he doesn't fucking write these characters. Like the last time Jiro did something relevant, it was the fucking school festival, which was a lot of fun. I wish there was more of that. Instead, she's here. I think that's cool. But if Shueisha or Horikoshi is expecting us to have a very strong feeling, a strong positive feeling about Jiro's involvement, you need to make her a fucking character beforehand.
I don't think Jiro is a character.
I mean all the characters. Because what you're saying is you want to make her more relevant to this fight. You want there to be more stakes. You want this to be One Piece, where there's more meaning to what's happening besides, well, I need to get Jiro. I need to check some boxes and go so you guys can see Jiro before this ends. Also, she got her fucking ear ripped off.
Oh yeah, no, that was pretty sick and everything.
That was pretty fucking metal.
But that's. I mean,
Aries gonna fix it later, but.
Oh god, you're also that visceral.
Aries gonna fix it, and New Order's gonna stop
face.
All For One, and all these fucking things that don't have to be here are gonna fix everything.
Her face when she says, "All I know is that you made my friends cry," was really visceral and good, with those like subtle like tears welling up on one side.
The art's good. The art's fucking good. The dialogue is fucking awful, and also because this was a line that Mike already did.
Yeah, true.
This is like word for word what President Mike did when he was fighting fucking Maruda, the doctor. Who's not called Maruda anymore because Japan doesn't teach their kids history.
I think about how like awesome Mike's power is and how good he was in that fight. How fucking pissed off he was.
That was a great. Again, when I talk about a moment that actually fucking meant something, again, there's a better moment of this that already exists. We were complaining about All For One. The fact that there's a better All For One that already exists. There's a better sound-based final attack. Better than this, and it's President Mike, because again, and guess who did the heavy lifting for that? It was Vigilantes who did that fucking backstory.
True.
That moment only had power because Vigilantes was willing to give it the time and say, okay, let's talk about the fact about what happened to Mike and Eraserhead when they were kids, and why Mike would be really fucking upset by a character like Maruda, who stitched together the corpse of their old friend. Whereas My Hero Academia, the main series, it's a passing part of dialogue. Here, we got to meet Shirokumo. We got to know him as a child. and how he grew up and what he meant to his friends and meant to the school. He was a beacon of light. He had a lot of promise. He was a slacker, but he had a lot of fucking promise.
Yeah.
And he was snuffed out. And in My Hero Academia, if you don't read Vigilantes, which most My Hero Academia fans probably don't actually.
Sadly.
I'm gonna all we know is that he was once a good guy, but now he's the bad guy. Ooh. Oh.
No, it's the same.
Once good guy. And dialogue says he was once a good guy.
That's the thing that makes me sad, actually. That whole thing in My Hero Academia was like the biggest gesture to everyone. Go fucking read Vigilantes. And people probably went, I don't really want to.
And people went, but I would have to search on a Google search engine. I'd rather go to a YouTube comment section and ask where the dubbed episodes of My Hero Academia are. That's what I would rather do. It takes more effort, but
you are absolutely right. By the way, I am sitting here and being like, this could have been better. I want this to be more like a One Piece with like
yeah, exactly. Oh, so we had this. I talked to Steena about this last night. Steena, we got to
talking about
episode.
Me. It's like, God, Val fucking loves One Piece.
We got to episode 278 of One Piece.
Nice.
And Steena now agrees. What's the point of any other manga or shonen ever again when One Piece exists?
Yeah, I saw that tweet actually briefly earlier.
Yeah, what's the meaning? She got to Robin's backstory and the moment I want to live, and she was like, yeah, why can't other shonen be like this? Like, the template's here. What's stopping them? And I'm not going to be the one that explains that again. Why we don't have these kind of balls anymore.
It really is more exclusively the fact that I just want a better fucking, like, reason why these... Because, like, we already know he got rid of goddamn New Order. Like,
he already expunged it. It wore out. It was supposed to be a thing that existed for a while, and then it petered out, but now it's coming back with a vengeance. It's like, again, a better version of this twist already existed, and he literally says it. He talks about the fact that every quirk he stole has a soul attached to it. That does not require New Order. Those souls can fucking retaliate without New Order's involvement. They could just stand the fuck up to him, and we would accept that. But no, because it's a fucking shonen, they said, no, it's gotta have a fucking name. It's gotta be an actual fucking quirk and power. It can't be the will and spirit of humanity. It's literally just someone's quirk giving it that power.
It can't just be like, this is a big fucking push against him and the best chance they got. It should be like, okay, this is comparable very much to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood's Philosopher's Stone. You know, do you remember how that was? Where it was like Hohenheim's Philosopher's Stone. He like got to know the torrent of spirits that was like inside of him screaming over years and like formulated a complicated plan, like, you know, set for a time and shit like that. If anything, it should really be that these spirits of quirks, it sounds so dumb for me to say. I don't know why. I've never been that down with the spirits of quirks. To be honest, I think you know. We've talked about this a bunch. You know
I think it's metal as fuck. I like it because I think
it was only cool.
It
was only cool to me when New Order did it. Admittedly,
well, it was like that should have been the climax of it. Like I that's the thing that should not get us wrong. All right, we like the idea that New Order did this. New Order literally went in and parasitized, literally turned those soul quirks into a fucking parasite that ate itself. Like the New Order used those souls to its advantage. But the fact that now that has already happened, it's already happened. He already said that this would be gone. This was a one-time thing. And the fact that he's surprised that the souls are rising up again, and his explanation is, oh, it must be New Order again. No, let the souls have some fucking agency now. Let's let this be a moment of fucking true hubris. The fact that you got fucking greedy.
He might be specifically trying to say, because we are reading fancy translations, and who knows, they might even develop this further and give the souls their due, like, you know, what they deserve. But I would honestly prefer if Shigaraki was just the main villain and All for One was just. I know, but I'm just kind of like, why isn't All for One just in the back somewhere on his goddamn like life support machine or something like that?
No, not even that, Val. He should still be in prison. I'm fucking serious. It goes back to that. It goes back to that moment after the fucking Kamino fight where he meets All Might in prison. He goes, "You missed your time to die. You missed your perfect opportunity to die. Our time is done. We had our fight. I'm satisfied. He should have sat there, and he should still be there in prison, fucking laughing and yucking it up. And be happy about the fucking shit he fucking set forth.
And
but
be
instead,
happy that, like,
he's
him
the
and All Might
indelible
is just
fucking
gonna...
troll. He will always keep getting himself fucking involved because they won't quit him because he looks scarier than Shigaraki because apparently Shigaraki is very hot now. And you can't be evil if you're hot.
It's just a shame. All I'm saying is, if I was going to, like, go... Because that's the thing. We can sit here and be like, no, this should have been like this for ages. But if he is going this way, Shigaraki should have been at the forefront. He should have been somewhere in the back in his goddamn machine or something, waiting for the full effects of this thing to happen so he could leave his old husk behind and everything on his life support machine. And the end of him should have just been, I don't know, All Might fighting him and just pulling the fucking plug on him and leaving him just to be done with it, is what I'm saying. Like, you can still take this route and everything of him trying to, like, become a parasite inside Shigaraki's body, but I'm really not into this whole thing where it's like, I just like the idea that he stayed in fucking prison, and there's the fact that after Midoriya fucking solved this problem, like, the fact that their time is done, their time is fucking over, and the fact that all for one just yuck it up in fucking prison, and then it ends with him getting the news that fucking Shigaraki failed. That Midoriya fucking saved Shigaraki with no involvement. No, All for One never had any involvement. The fact that he saved Shigaraki and said, alright, I've given this kid the tools, and he will be the undoing of Hero Society. And Midoriya goes, no, I'll fucking save his ass anyways, despite the fact, the way you believe Hero Society is run, Midoriya will be the exception to that and save this fucker, and it'll be the fucking end. And then now All for One is left to rot in jail. All for One missed his opportunity to fucking die. And now he's gonna sit there on life support, strapped to a machine, and he will just fade, knowing that it all moved on without him. That a better world. I mean, that would be the best fate for him, because he's if anything going to go down.
Because now
he's going to go down in infamy. He's going to go down in infamy.
He's getting what he fucking wants. It's like they could have forgotten. Like, this is a man who deserves to be forgotten, and he won't get that.
Yeah. He's literally a faceless corpse, basically.
In My Hero Academia Shippuden, they will keep referencing to him.
No, it will never happen. Never.
They will talk about him every fucking day.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Like a celebrity.
He is gonna get All for One. I mean, One for All. He's gonna get One for All. Midoriya's I said it before. Power of the Golden Digi-Eggs inside him. You know, the pain is inside.
Well, we still have not seen quirk number 2.
True, we haven't. But also, we're gonna get a flashback. We're gonna get that fucking, like, you know, connection between the original All for One guy and One for All, and it's gonna be a whole thing where, like, you know, they were like loving brothers and shit, but like then he fucking took his turn and everything and did something. He's gonna have a flashback, like explaining why he is the way he is.
I feel like we've already had this discussion between the two.
No, we had, like, the faceless.
But you were talking about, like, more detailed.
We're gonna have, like, a detailed flashback about how... I think we're gonna have a Garo. Well, you know how Garo in One Punch Man is all like, I always thought it sucked that the villain never won. The villain should win a bit. Oh, I'm gonna be the greatest villain. I bet we're gonna get something like that. Like some childish fucking...
I feel like it's already been said enough. I think it's already been said to death.
Yeah, but we need, like, a full face reveal or something like that.
But a face reveal, but yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can see a face reveal. But the problem is that I think the face reveal is not gonna be reserved for that. It's gonna be when they admit that he orchestrated Shigaraki from the very beginning. That is where we're gonna get our face reveal. When he's the man in the fucking trilby hat. That's when we're gonna see his face.
I agree
that's gonna be the face reveal, place. And we're gonna roll our fucking eyes and go, we already fucking know, and we hate it. Yeah. We didn't like it when we speculated it.
No. It's
This is the idea that Horikoshi decided not to shy away from.
We are gonna be
people
like...
found out the Bakugo theory and went, oh, and Horikoshi went, wait, that one's way too cool. I'm gonna do this one instead.
I don't think I wouldn't say it was cool. It was
it's
mid.
more interesting than what we're currently dealing with.
I still don't. I mean, you're talking some
Again,
like Josuke.
I like
you're
the more
talking some
existential
Josuke Part 4 shit.
I like that there's something more sinister at play with quirks. I like that better.
Yeah,
I think that plays to Horikoshi's strengths.
You want
I think he likes more creepier shit.
You want some like Lovecraftian shit to explain
yes,
like the
I
quirks
believe
and
exactly.
everything.
It's not because I personally enjoy that, but I think that plays more to Horikoshi's strength.
I mean, the only reason I could think that the Lovecraftian shit would work is if quirks aren't specifically the people that you take them from. And if there's... It's like devil fruits. Everyone has speculated like devil fruits have like an actual devil in them or something like that.
I think the other theory is that they come from fucking space.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Because we were... Like, so Steena and I have been watching Innie's Lobby, and like literally, like, they go out of their fucking way. Haku goes out of his way to fucking say that, they feel like they're from another world.
True.
And I'm like, yeah, nothing's a throwaway line with Oda.
No, it really isn't. It's like, have you seen the...
We know now.
You remember the meeting? You remember the meeting with Teach? And Nami's like, oh, what's up with him? And it's like, oh, not him. And it's like, then what? It's like, probably they. And everyone's like, oh, Teach has multiple personalities. Which kind of fits. Because he does go weirdly
and that's why he can have more than one, fucking devil fruit.
Yeah, because he does weirdly go from, like, you know, being kind of cowardly and jovial, and then, like, you know, he's doing he's, like, going hard in on fights and things like that.
It makes sense. I feel like, I don't feel that way. I mean, I think it's a great explanation for why he can have 2 devil fruit, but I just felt like he's just a piece of shit. The fact that he's all tough when he's in control, and then when he's not, he's a little bitch.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Which I like think that. Is what makes a good villain.
No, I agree. I agree. Like he literally turned into a servant, like, Dad, come on.
Oh, it's not going my way now. I'm sorry.
Don't spank the shit out of me, Whitebeard, please. Oh, getting spanked by Whitebeard would be hell.
Oh god. I don't know. Depends on how you feel about that. So, any more thoughts on Vigilantes?
Just a really freaking heartfelt ending. This is exactly what I want. The fight...
It feels good. Again, it gives everyone what they want. It feels good.
Night. The fight was a long night, Ivan. And now literally, I see the sunrise on the wing of the plane, and there he is.
And
not the crawler, the fucking sky crawler.
It's just so, it's so fucking great.
It is. It was good. Like, that fight, I would not... Now that it's all done, I would be like, yes, read Vigilantes, because we're not waiting 2 weeks at a time for a chapter about how a goddamn fight is going to continue. Oh, number 6 has another form change, whoopee and everything, but it's just really good to see these characters not exactly a happy ending, because, like, you know, Pop hasn't gotten it. Not everyone got what they wanted. Friggin' Knuckle Duster is crippled and shit. He's walking around on a machine gun. He wanted to die.
Still going strong. Again, this gives everyone what they fucking want. People wanted Knuckle Duster to be fucking incapacitated. People wanted Knuckle Duster to continue being a hero. And they gave everyone what they want. They said, okay, he's still a vigilante, but he walks around with a fucking gun crutch. Alright? And everyone goes, oh fuck, alright. Fucking truce, alright? A compromise.
And it's more than likely he's gonna inspire another chuckle fuck to do what he does.
Yeah, like, this guy fucking limps around with a gun crutch and goes, yeah, I can still beat you fuckers up, because the people that he fights are always just pieces of shit. They're just fucking grunts.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, the fact that after fighting number 6, yeah, he can be crippled and still fucking be matching mitts. Because these guys are nothing compared to what he's dealt with.
That is the sick thing about him. Like, you know, you could say, oh, he kind of just, like, preys on, like, you know, pieces of shit back alleys and everything, preying on, like, even weaker people than that. But it's like, the man throws down with the biggest shit when the opportunity arises.
Yeah, but that being said, though, I want to hammer home one part about that final fight, though, that very long final battle. Complain about it all we want. That fight is very well staged, though. It is very well choreographed. It's got great art. I like the geography of the fight. You can see them, the point they begin and the point that they end. This fight is not over a bunch of random rooftops.
No.
They go for a full force tour of this fucking setting that you've spent time at and fell in love with. They hit landmarks. You know where they are at any given time. And that's fucking great. It's a long fight because it's a long, like it's a miles long fight. You're going from point A to point B. It's not a bunch of random rooftops. It is a real place that they are fighting. They are tumbling through.
No, they are literally carving a path through everything that we know. Yeah, I completely agree. That's cool. It is just that with the constant
and there was a lot of ground to cover
changes,
because this series had a lot of substance. You saw a lot of things. There was a lot to enjoy. So go figure the final fight was so big because it's like, this ain't empty. This was not an empty place. And you've got to scour every piece of it.
I just feel as though the best thing they would have done is to introduce that segment where number 6 is like a kid in the playground and no one wants to play with him anymore or even at all, but Koichi still wants to play. And guess what? You're included too, kid who no one wants to fucking play with. Koichi wants to play with you. That was great. I loved that bit. That was the bit that like revived some of the hype in the fight for me.
Yes. Oh yeah. For everyone, because it was the first time like shit happened besides like the supposed death of Knuckle Duster and Pop. And again, we all kind of groaned when they didn't actually die.
We did.
But again, this is a series that gives you everything that you fucking want because that was the last time Koichi talked to Knuckle Duster. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. He disappeared after that.
That was. It may have not been a death, but that was a parting. That was like, hey, I have to outgrow you, which Knuckle Duster would admit, yes, I've taught you everything I know. Now go you can't be a hero, but like, be the hero that you wanted to be, that I promised that you could have been. I've given you the pieces, move on, I'm not gonna hold you back anymore.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great.
It's also just really nice, like.
It's not death, but it is an outgrowing.
I especially, a bit that really touches my heart is just all of these like Joe Schmoes in New York City just like grouping up on Koichi, and he's got the fucking hoodie on and everything.
Yeah, because again, it goes back to community. Again, this is your friendly neighborhood skycrawler. The Americans would fucking love this motherfucker.
Yeah, they would.
Because he's anti-establishment. The fake news calls him a fucking villain because he said fuck the banks. Where all the people in the street are like, oh fuck yeah, fuck this guy. I fuck with this dude. He's cool.
Unbeknownst to him, he said fuck the banks.
Yeah, and he doesn't know because that's Koichi. He doesn't know what he's fucking saying. Again, he just fucking bumbles and stumbles and Mr. Magoo's his way through stuff. But you know his heart's in the right place, and that's all that fucking matters.
It's honestly the fact that it says the end, the very last bit, the end. Thank you for reading. The story continues in My Hero Academia. It gives me a little bit of hope that, I don't know, maybe we'll see Koichi again.
Again, I tell you, it'll be a splash page. Please don't drag Koichi in that bullshit.
No.
Guys, I'm telling you, audience, My Hero fans right now, Vigilante fans, why would you want Koichi wrapped up in that garbage right now? Why would you? Why would you want to risk... if we leave Koichi as we leave him right now, he's perfect.
Yeah.
Again, you've got to let the... It's, my mind is blanking right now. It's, subtext. Subtextual storytelling. The Koichi story is now in your hands, fair viewers. You now get to fantasize in your own head where Koichi went from here. Do not let Horikoshi establish where Koichi is right now, because you will probably not like it.
You'll get a Bardock situation.
Yes.
You might.
No,
Koichi
will become. Oh my god!
Horikoshi is a little better than Akira Toriyama in that regard.
Yeah, I agree. Before I say this, before I go fucking make a joke, Horikoshi is a way better writer than Toriyama. All right, he would never do that. But oh my god, that you just said that. Koichi could be poised as the Bardock of My Hero Academia. If there's a My Hero Shippuden, Koichi will be in it and he will ruin it. I will go on write this down in the history books right now. I will die on this hill that if there is a sequel series for My Hero Academia, Shueisha will pressure Horikoshi to write Koichi into it, and he will ruin it. Because Horikoshi does not know how to write Koichi. Just like Toriyama does not know how to write Bardock. But not that he doesn't know how to write Bardock, it's the fact that Bardock is everything that he can never have. And he's like, alright, I'm gonna do everything I said I hated, and I'm gonna put it on this character.
Yeah, I go back to what you said about how he complains about how the anime writes Goku being
He
quite
complains
just in
about
everything.
how the anime writes Bardock,
then he's
writes
like-
Goku, and then writes Bardock that way.
And then writes Bardock to be this, like, you know, loving father figure and everything who just wanted
To
the
be
absolute
literally
best for his
Superman's
fun.
father.
Yeah, I know. It's what. Oh, God, Dragon Ball, fuck it. Dragon Ball Z fans been pissing me off this week, Ivan. We both know it.
They've been pissing me off my entire life, so they do not have my sympathy. I
admit.
revel the fact that for the very first time, they've always been unhappy, but the fact that they now have a factual thing to be upset at, the fact that anything that had any fucking merit has been undone. The last remnants of any merit Dragon Ball had has been tarnished, and they are reeling. They made their bed with Toriyama. They fucking deserve it. They get what they fucking deserve.
You know how the other week, you accidentally said, like, never liked
They
Dragon
could be
Ball.
Vigilantes fans, and they decide Dragon Ball.
I think you accidentally said you never liked Dragon Ball or something the other week, and you quickly.
No, I
like,
did.
You
I liked
quickly-
Dragon
you-
Ball
No,
when I was 9
I
years
know. That's
old.
why I'm saying you
then I grew
quickly
the
like
fuck up.
you quickly said no, because I went no one dislikes Dragon Ball. What I meant to say is no boy, as far as I know, has never disliked Dragon Ball. Steena came to me the other day and she was telling me something about like this obviously. Love you, Steena. But she said, I've never liked Dragon Ball. I was like, Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball? Is like, never. I'm like, well, Steena, you're a
Steena,
girl.
you watched Sailor Moon, so of course you didn't fucking
It's
like
and
Dragon
Steena,
Ball.
you're a girl. You're a fucking girl. You ain't one of the boys. You're totally one of the boys, Steena. You totally are.
Steena, I was gonna say, you better correct yourself now, because Steena's probably more boy than most boys I know.
Yeah, no, absolutely, but I can't
Steena
help
can
but
kick
say-
people's asses.
When Steena
oh my
was like,
God.
I've never liked Dragon Ball, that I was in my mind like, yeah, but you're a girl. You don't.
She probably kicked your ass. Sorry. No
No,
wonder why you.
next time
I was wondering
see
why.
her-
I was wondering why you walked in the train with that eye patch.
Next time I see her after she hears this, she's like, oh, Val's fucking getting in.
I know you're gonna get hit again, and then you're gonna have 2 eye patches, and then now you'll never be in One Piece because only Luffy gets the eye patch.
Right. I love that. I can't wait for that.
I
But,
can't wait for Luffy to get that eye patch because
know.
clearly he's getting the eye patch.
He's getting the fucking eye patch. But I really wanted Kaido to give him the fucking hook hand.
Luffy is not gonna have a hook hand. I'm sorry, but Croc has the hook hand.
Yeah, no, Croc has
Croc has taken the hook hand. No one in any fiction will ever have a hook hand again because of Croc. People in real life can't have hook hands anymore because of Croc.
What's the word I'm looking for when someone has it's like they've taken the entire market on something. That's what Crocodile is.
He took it back. That's not appropriation, but he took it.
Not that. He's like
He owns it, man.
Yeah, but what is it when someone has the entire market on something?
Oh, he monopolized.
Yeah, no,
the
exactly.
hook hand.
Crocodile has monopolized hook hands. He will sue the shit out of you if you are caught with a hook hand.
Okay, we have a few scant minutes left. Let's just get out of our systems. This week's One Piece.
Okay. It was mostly just the celebration of the fact that Kaido's done, but we have been waiting.
It's a relief.
ages.
It's a relief. It's like, okay,
massive
this is
relief.
over. This is over.
But I have an immediate issue that I want to bring up. It's the fact
Bring it up.
that they are walking into the fucking Grand Palace and shit while Luffy and Brook and all the others are just like, pretty fucked up right now, and the fucking scabbards, what's left of them, are just kind of reveling in like the celebration and everything like that, and everyone being like, holy fucking shit, they're alive. And it's fine because obviously they need Momonosuke to kind of like, get down, dissuade people or put them at ease for what has happened.
Yeah,
So
he
obviously big
did his
shit.
job, but
He
I
has.
admit too, I'm kind of pissed that he's taking all the. He doesn't take the credit.
He hasn't taken the credit. No, he even says, I have met great friends from the Mink, the pirates and everything like that. He has given-
then the dialogue's like he was the greatest leader ever. I'm like, bro, don't tell me. Let me actually see it because like.
Well, that would
Because
obviously.
all he said was, I'm friends with Straw Hat Luffy, so that makes me the greatest.
Obviously,
leader of all time.
that would include
true. I mean,
him.
it's true.
Yeah.
But I would like to see a little more from you.
That would obviously include him having to have his own goddamn series about rebuilding Wano. One thing, pardon me. Ooh, that kind of came out of nowhere. One thing I appreciate is it was last week when he was talking to Zunisha and he was like, I'm not opening Wano yet, and I was like. I feel like that was the smart move because obviously the people have had such fucking turmoil for years.
Yeah, it's like I
and
clearly.
they just need
So
to get
my
their
feelings
shit
on
together.
that. My feelings on that is just like, yeah, no shit. You're not gonna open it immediately. You gotta fucking clean your shit up. That's embarrassing.
It is.
Oh, sorry. That fucking let the world government walk in. Damn, bitch, you live like this? Like, no! No, he's not gonna open up immediately. Who the fuck was expecting that?
Exactly.
Why is that a big grand revelation?
No, it was just nice that, like, they fucking acknowledge it, because, like, there's a lot
We know
of
it's gonna be open
factors.
someday. That's what we assumed. But yeah.
Exactly, but I thought I was there, and I was like, is he... Because I know what Luffy would want. Luffy would probably be like, nah, just fucking open, like, swing it open, man. And I was like, no, this felt...
you know what? If that would be actually pretty fucking interesting, if there was actual conflict after this.
It would be.
If Luffy's like, hey, open it now. Bitch, open it now. That would be fascinating.
Yeah, it would, because he probably would say that.
It demonstrates a conflict, and this is why they have to leave the island going forward without them, their friends, is the fact that, I mean, they're still friends, but it's like, we have a disagreement, we gotta go. We're going to Elbaf. Fucking Usopp needs his arc, alright?
Oh, Usopp, I still think if they're gonna have conflict with, like, an actual country itself, if Luffy and the gang are gonna be at odds with an entire nation, I think Elbaf might be the one.
Well, if Luffy is now a fucking... that's what we're still waiting. So, other developments we got this week. Yamato wants to join the Straw Hats.
Interesting thing.
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Because, like I said, I wasn't into Yamato. The manga did not sell Yamato to me. That one fucking episode of One Piece,
But the anime does. The anime sells you on Yamato.
The anime, I'm sorry, it's them hand movements, then, is the fucking little light.
Yeah, we know the little finger touch. We all know. We all fucking know what it is.
The question is Sanji going to respect Yamato as the man that they feel they are?
He clearly has not, because you see the panel where they're all reacting to the news, and Sanji's like, oh, you got the hearts.
Yeah, no.
Sanji definitely does not respect
But when he gets
Yamato
the memo, will he recognize
I hope so.
the heart of a man?
If Sanji, I pray to God that if Sanji gets the memo that Yamato's a man, I hope Sanji treats him like a piece of shit. I hope he fucking fights him like he does Zoro. If you
that would be fucking hilarious.
Then Sanji fucking understands. Because Sanji loves women, he hates men. And he already fucked this up on fucking...
No. It's not even that he hates men, because you gotta remember, Sanji is, at his core, actually the most loving person, probably, because he...
Yes, but he hates men, though, because men are cruel. And he's such a dick to Zoro and everyone.
It's more interesting, though, because Luffy stated at the very beginning, and Luffy is someone that likes to stick to his word, that he's going to conquer the Grand Line with a crew of 10 people.
This is what we get to retconning, where it's like, he says maybe, like, he never hard confirms the 10, he goes 10 or so.
He said 10.
He said maybe 10, like, he hems and haws on that 10.
I
understand, but we have been running with more than 10 people forever.
True, but I mean that he could retcon that, but I would say he would only retcon that because he literally said that.
It's already
at the
been
beginning.
retconned.
Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Nami, Jinbei, Brook, Frankie, Usopp, Chopper. Am I missing someone?
Chopper's doctoring Jinbei.
I said Jinbei, yeah.
But just remember to say Jinbei, because we always forget about Jinbei.
Jinbei
is not as memorable as Yamato.
Honestly, no, Jinbei is already, like, to me, one of the most memorable people, because he's like kind of like another Zoro in that he takes this whole thing very seriously. So when Yamato's like, I'm going to join you all, he said, oh yeah. Let's wait till the fucking captain wakes up, buddy.
You know, people were memeing about it on Twitter where they're showing the fucking meme about the fucking bodyguard, and I'm like, that's exactly what it is. He's like, yo, we'll see.
Ivan, I am so excited for Jinbei after this arc to, like, be a part of the crew and
yes,
everything.
me too, no, me too. It's finally Jinbei gets to be part of the greater Straw Hat picture, because up until this point, he has been exclusively a Luffy guy.
He's a Luffy stan.
He's a Luffy stan. He's got big balls for Luffy, and now
he's his blood brother. They have the same fucking blood running through them.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see going forward with Jinbei. Like, now I'm excited for the very first time, I am excited for Jinbei, because I trust Oda that now we'll get to see these interactions, or really get to see him go. But we've been going, like, off tangent. What I'm excited for right now in the near future, I want to see them bounties.
Oh,
fucking rain them fucking newspapers on me, bro. I mean, I want to see Emperor of the Sea Luffy, because that is how you get conflict with Elbaf. when Luffy becomes an Emperor of the Sea, he becomes an enemy of everyone.
That's a good fucking point. Like, they're just kind of like,
That is how you develop
your
conflict
fucking
with
place?
Elbaf. Luffy is going to be one of the most feared motherfuckers, like, across. Everyone is going to agree that Luffy is fucking scary.
Well, is this where, like, the government go into full fake news mode and they're like, Monkey D. Luffy's a fucking rapist. He'll steal all your giant women. And
It's not that. It's not that. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just the name alone. The name alone, the fact that he's an emperor, that makes him an enemy to everyone. It doesn't matter how you fucking feel about the government and the state of the world. The fact of the matter is that that Straw Hat Luffy has become terrifyingly powerful. He can be a threat to anyone. He becomes a force of nature. He is now a hurricane. It's nothing personal, but you build those flood walls. Build those flood walls.
No, that's a very good point.
Because it's a force of nature. It can't be reasoned with.
That is absolutely a very good point. I would actually love to see that.
That is how I believe he would create conflict with Elbaf. Elbaf goes, "We've heard your story, and you seem to be you have a pretty good predisposition of beating up things bigger than you. Well, I don't want to alarm you, Luffy, but I don't want to alarm ourselves, but we're pretty fucking big.
You sizest motherfucker, get
You
here."
sizest motherfucker." They should understandably be uneasy with Luffy. And this fight and this arc will be about earning some fucking trust. Ultimately, it will be earning trust. We had an arc where Luffy saved a country. Now Luffy has to earn the respect of another one.
The only thing that throws a wrench in all that...
Again,
like,
I think it's
love
gonna
to
be
see
another
it-
funny one. I think there's gonna be some kind of fucking tournament
Yeah.
or some kind of like controlled fight. There's gonna be some controlled event that Luffy's gonna get involved in, and his crew's gonna get involved in, and that is how this is gonna be a more personal arc going ahead.
The only thing that I think
Lower
is that
stakes.
people like Hajuden and Dory and Broggy don't really count because they're still off on Little Garden probably having their frickin' duel. But I would say Hajuden is the one that's going to be there to vouch for Luffy. I think Hajuden's going to come back. He was the giant gladiator who took on the Tun guy,
Yes.
Mac Vice.
Yes.
God, isn't it weird that we can remember all these fucking characters?
You do. You're the one who knows.
Oh, that's
One Piece
true.
like I know
I
My
guess so.
Hero Academia.
You're the guy that reminds me of everyone in My Hero Academia. I'm the one that is just like, you're just like, Val, who is this person who did this thing? And it's like, Macvice, Lola, Katakuri, Charlotte, fucking Puddin,
Right.
whatever. The little girl or something. Did you see that panel the other week? The front door page where Ichiji just karate chopped the youngest Charlotte girl in the neck. I think it was more of a grab, but I like to imagine he just, she came at him with a knife and he just, like, effortlessly, without hesitation, fucking went, get the fuck down, like Ichiji would. No
That
respect
being
for women or
said,
children.
we are now running up on our time.
Absolutely.
The train is at the station.
Let's light
So
our
that
candles.
being said, I gotta tell the audience right now,
Break.
when you are hearing this, we will be off for 2 weeks.
Yes.
We need some time to mourn My Hero Vigilantes. That's wink wink why we're taking some time off. We'll see. The train will be back on the rails in 2 weeks.
Let's light the incense for our little memorial to My Hero Vigilantes.
Let's detach the back of this train car and set it on fire.
And let's die with My Hero Vigilantes, or at least.
Well,
fake
I'm not
our
gonna
deaths.
stay on the train. I'm just putting Koichi's coffin on that train, and I'm gonna be on the second to last train and watch it.
You're gonna burn it so no one can taint it, right? The body.
Yeah, and then so Horikoshi and Toriyama. So I think Toriyama would somehow find a way to taint Koichi.
No. Let's turn them into diamonds. I won't sacrifice you to the heart.
I won't scatter your remains of the heartless sea. Plant your roots in me, Koichi.
See you next week, everyone. Oh
Diamond
wait,
dogs, all
in
of
2
you.
weeks.
In 2 weeks. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Mind the gap as you exit our podcast safely. Rebuild of JOYCAST is hosted by Ivan LeRoy and Valentine Stokes. LeRoy's written and directed works can be found on the JoyRide Entertainment YouTube channel and the soon-to-be-released original web manga, PARAMEDIC. Val's dulcet tones can be heard in many of your favorite anime and web series, such as RWBY, Death Battle, Tribe 9, Lackadaisy Cats, and more. This episode was edited by Steena Carey, with YouTube version edited by Cody Rock. Music provided by Lofi Geek. Intro and outro narration by Steena Carey. Outro music composed by Michael Pejovich. Logo and visuals designed by Ivan LeRoy. Rebuild of JOYCAST is produced by JoyRide Entertainment and Rock Voice Productions LLC, and made possible thanks to Patreon donations from generous listeners like you. This month's highest tiered Patreon producers are Mr. Host, Austin, Gooner Bear, and FluffyGiggles McKoolcid. If you would like your name shouted out at the end of each podcast, an invite to our private Discord to interact with fans, cast and crew, or early access to all of our content, be sure to check out JoyRide Entertainment's Patreon. Links provided in the description. Thank you for keeping JoyRide's engine burning.